okay? He's really serious. Like, he finna put me on flight. He finna fly me out, okay? I'm not taking no bus. He finna fly me out, okay? Period. And I was a city girl back then. So I was like... I would like to get to know it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Besties Kuno, as you already know, and if you didn't know, baby, well now you know, and that's on period. That's on Periana, that's on Mary Shadow Lamb, okay? Period. Okay guys, so as you can see by the title above, we are doing a story time. I haven't done a story time in almost 2 years, and yeah, the last time I did a story time, I was like, never again. That was ghetto. I still do think doing story times is like low-key kind of ghetto. Wait, let me fix my hair. Yeah, guys, kunomsindo langi khona, please forgive me for that. Kunengane idlalayo la eminyango and ayifuna ukuhamba. Sengizamile ngawo amandla ami ukuthi zihamba ayifuni. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I thought let me just film a story time. Let me make things light. I haven't been posting here on YouTube and I'm sort of kind of feeling like guilty. So yeah, let's get into the story time. So yeah, the story time begins with me last year was a very shaky like year in my life. I think it was the worst years I've ever experienced in my entire existence. I was going through it. I was low-key depressed, not depressed, but like I felt like there was a void in my life, and that was because I had not recently broken up with someone, but yeah, I was not in a relationship for the longest time. Like I didn't have anyone like to talk to, no one, like I didn't have a companion, you know, and I was living with amantombazane who were in relationships, like dead ass, like serious relationships, and it kind of got to me at some point, you know. They were very happy in their relationships and I was so happy for them. Like I was living vicariously through them because, like, you know, they get things that like I never got when I was in a relationship. And I'm not talking about physical things, like I'm talking about like isn't a, like, you know, they partake like in a relationship, like a real relationship, you know. So I'd look at them and I'd be like, oh God, when, you know, God when. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, God when, you know, God, like, when are you actually doing this? You know. So yeah, I really got like I'd have situations where I need to talk to someone. Like, yes, I've talked to my friends. Your friends can always be there for you, but you always need that person, like, you know, that person, you know, to talk to. And there was this one person who I had formed this emotional bond with, but I couldn't talk to them at that time because we broke up, you know. And you have to set boundaries in order for you not to go back into like a pattern that you're used to. So I was trying not to go back there. So I really felt like there was a void in my life and I needed like a man, basically. Fine. And then my friends get to a point where they're all like just annoyed by me, like girl, like you need to get a man at this point. So, you know, one of my friends was some gay from race. I'm gonna change the names of the people who like the story is mainly about, but I'm gonna keep my friends' names, like, you know, because I don't think they mind. So it was some gay. One of my friends from race is like, girl, I think I can hook you up with someone. Like, he's an acquaintance of mine and I think he's single and I think, you know, it will work, you know. So try it out. I don't know, see if it works. Some gay like hooks me up with this guy. He's not the best looking guy, but I'm not there. Like I'm not there. Like, one thing about me right now, I don't care for looks, you know. I don't, in the person that I want to be with, like I can look at someone who's handsome and be like, oh, he's handsome, but I really don't care for looks. Okay, fine. I talked to this guy. He was light skinned, which doesn't make sense because like most of the time light skinned people like look decent. He wasn't ugly, guys, but he was not it, you know. So I talked to this person and he was just not doing it for me. Like, he was just not doing it for me. Like, he didn't have any, like, he wouldn't put his like best foot forward. I was like, no, like, this is not working. I talked to another guy from PMB. Mind you, I was in PMB at that time last year. I saw this other guy from PMB and things were coming like, and then he just go off on me. So at this point, I'm just tired. I'm tired of these talking stages that don't go anywhere. Like, I'm tired. And my friends are also tired of me, you know? Yo, guys, I'm so sorry for the noise outside. Forgive me, but I don't have any other time to film, right? Okay, cool. And then my friend Wendy stays in PE, ne? So Wendy's like, girl, this is, I know you've heard this. I know someone has tried to hook you up with someone, but I'm telling you now, this one, I have faith in this one, ne? She hooks me up with this guy, her friend. She's like, this guy is like a brother to me. Let's call him, we're gonna name him James. James is like a brother to me. Like, we're really cool, and he always like he always like comments when I post, like I repost your YouTube videos, because she reposts my YouTube videos and stuff, or like pictures of mine, and he always comments and says you're beautiful and whatever, and he's really interested in you and whatever. So please, can you give him a chance? Let's see where this thing could go, you know? And I'm like, oh, friend, like, I'm gonna do it in Goa, but I know it's not gonna go anyway, because like I've been through this, I've done this, you know. I hello guy, he texts me. So James texts me the same day, and he's like, hi, how are you, greetings, whatever. I'm like, hi, how are you? It's like, yeah, I'm sure Wendy has told you like who I am. And I'm like, no, you can give me like a little introductory something, okay? And he's like, okay, he was like, he's 25 or something. Yeah, I think he was 25. He tells me who he is, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, can you please like tell me your intentions? Because like, if you want a talking stage, okay, guys, go to phone talking stage. If you want to play around, if you want someone just to talk to, you know, and if you want a relationship, let me know, because I'm so tired of talking stages that don't go anywhere. So no, I think we're both like single people who, I want you guys to remember this. He says, I think we're both single people who are looking for someone like to commit to, or whatever he said. And yeah, he just feels like it's that time that he does that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we're on the same page, you know, we're on the same page, cool. And then we talk. What else did I want to mention, like at the beginning of us talking? I want to also say, like, this talking stage lasted for a month. It lasted for 1 month, 1 whole month, ne? Okay, cool. So we talk, and then the next day I asked him, I'm like, oh, you never told me why you're single. And he's like, these are his exact words, because I went to check our chats just to be sure of the things I was saying today. He's like, lol, how? And he puts a crying emoji and a laughing emoji. And he's like, I'm single because like things don't work out with people, and sometimes if he was like alvome and they want someone better for you, like they want someone else for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Right? I asked Uguti, why are you single? And he told me this, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, cool. So we talking to guys, it's nice. This is the second day we're talking Jaro, when I'm asking him Uguti, like, you know. Then I think like on the 5th day of us talking, this talking stage, things are going very well. He's coming along very well, you know. The 5th day of us talking, he's like, I have to tell you something, and I really, just to keep things pure, I really feel like I should tell you this, right? Just to keep things pure. I want to tell you this. And I'm like, oh, okay, tell me, what is it, you know? And he's like, oh, Wendy and I were once out, and I hooked up with this girl. Oh, let's name her, because I don't want to change her name. I hooked up with Asanda, ne? And Asanda and I, we not hooked up like as in sleeping, but like we kissed. Asanda and I kissed on that night when we were all together. And I'm aware that Asanda is also your friend, because Wendy told me that you guys all went to high school together. So I just wanted to let you know that if things between us do eventually like go like bloom into something, grow into something, I want you to know that I did have that encounter with Asanda, and I'm aware that you guys are also friends. So Asanda, I know her from high school. Fine. And I'm like, and he's like, and then we went out on a date like a few days after that, but that's all that happened. Like I didn't want to be with her. Like nothing happened after that. It was just, nothing happened, didn't she? It didn't work, ne? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I was annoyed by the fact that this is not the first time this is happening to me, where I get to know a guy and I find out down the line that he's been with a friend of mine. I was annoyed by that, but I was just like, you know what, it's cool. Like I was not there. She's in her own, like she was happy at that time. She was in a relationship. I know, like she told me a few things about that. So like, let me not ruin anything. Let's just continue with what we're doing. Okay, cool. And then like we talk, guys, a few days, not even a few days, I think it was between the 4th and the 5th day that we're talking, he asked me, oh, what are you eating tonight? What are you having for supper? And I'm like, oh, I remember I just gotten my allowance. And I'm like, oh no, I'm having sushi with my friend. I used to buy sushi every single time I got my allowance. Like every Jalim 25, I buy sushi. So I tell him, no, I'm having sushi. And he was like, oh, I wanted to send you money to buy something nice to eat, but since you're already having it, I'll just send it anyways. Okay, cool. He sends me money. He's like, please, can you please send me your banking details? I send them and he sends me money. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, and now, guys, now I know for a lot of people being sent money is not a big thing, ne? Take this into consideration. Go to the stories, the Timber story time, and come back. That's what I'm used to. Ne? When it comes to relationships or dating, that's what I'm used to. So I'm used to begging people to make time for me. I'm used to begging for people to plan dates. I'm used to begging I'm used to landing whenever I see someone or whenever I see you and you're like my man or my boyfriend, whatever, I'm the one who's pushing. I'm the one who's making an effort, you know? So this guy is sending me money and we haven't even I got pictures so you're sending me money. I was like, guys, is this like what dating is like ngaphandle ngijula kanje vele nisendelana imali kalula kanjalo? Okay. Sign me up, you know? So I started getting like you know, angehlisa nje umoya kancane, you know, oh, it's raining outside. So yeah, and I'm like, okay, we can talk now, you know? But yeah, about me, I was materialistic back then, shame, I won't even lie. But it wasn't about the money for me. I really think it was the fact that a guy did something for me without me even having to ask. And yeah, the intentionality, let me fix you up, you know? So yeah, he sends me money and that's it. Right? Fine, we talk. And then after him sending me money, he asked me, Wuti, oh, when have you ever been to PE? And I'm like, no, I've never been to PE. They're all in PE. Owen is in PE, he's in PE. That's where they know each other from. They're literally friends and he's like a brother to her. So they all study in PE. And I'm like, no, I've never been to PE. And he's like, okay, you're coming soon. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because, you know, I want to see you. And I think I should make plans for you to come this side. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's number 2. So this guy is really intentional right now. Like, I never said anything about I want to see you or whatever. But he's trying to make a plan to see me. And he's in PE. He's not making that an excuse. Oh, distance that. He's making a plan. Okay? Alright, guys, I was really warming up to this guy. I was like, okay, this is what I've been praying for. This is what I've been asking for. Okay? And then he asked me, a few days later after that, he asked me, when is my vac? Because it was May. It was May. We started talking at the beginning of May and we stopped talking at the end of May. Yeah? And I tell him, my vac starts on the 1st of July. And he's like, I know it wasn't the 1st of July, but it was in July. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna check for flights for you to come down around that time. I'm gonna work the schedule around your vac. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's really serious. Like, he finna put me on flight. He finna fly me out, okay? I'm not taking no bus. He finna fly me out, okay? Period. And I was a city girl back then. So I was like, fly me out, baby, okay? I forgot the song. But that's what I wanted to sing. The city girl song, Fly Me Out. Yeah. So, cool. I tell my friend, I ran to Wendy. I'm like, girl, this nigga wanna fly me out. He wants to fly me out, girl. I'm coming to PE. I'm coming to see you, okay? And she's like, girl, we need to start making plans. Literally, Wendy and I start making plans, like dead ass. We start making plans, like we go and check for flight prices because we don't want to be like too heavy on the guy, you know. We want to see okay, is this flight price like reasonable? And it was fine for the date. And then Wendy and I start looking for places in PE. She's like, friend, I know you've been taking a lot of content in the past few months and I want you to be set when you come here. I want you to know all the places to go to. I know PE is small, but I'll find you the right places. I know all the right places. And she's sending me places on Instagram, like their Instagram pages, the restaurants, the what do you call these points? That like the travel points in PE. She sent me everything. Like she's telling me what's not we're gonna go on our own little date, like it's a friendship date to this spot. Guys, I knew every single place in PE that had to be known. I even knew the clubs. I know that Kofi Club, whatever it is. If you're in PE, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, I knew everything. Like, we were so ready. Like, we were even planning fits. Like, I was planning, I'm gonna go get a nice dress. I wanna look cute for this guy. He flew me out. Come on, come through. Like, if you're gonna fly me out, now I'm gonna put my best foot forward, okay? Cool, fine. Right? Everything is cool. I'm even warming up to him and we're calling each other babe. Guys, everything is nice. Hi. I want you guys to take note of this. Every single time this guy would call me, he would call me like when he's on the road, like when he's driving or something, like, or on campus or whatever. And I noticed this after we stopped talking. Like, he would always call me when he's driving. And I'm like, okay, but I never took notice of that, ne? I hope I'm not forgetting anything, hey guys. But anyways, it's fine. And then and then in one day he tells me, hey, he really has a problem. Like, he has to fix his car. But service in a few days, he's gonna leave it and see what service ayilungisini. But if his service ayilungisi, he's gonna have to cough out like 4K for this thing, ne? Now it's like 2 weeks away for me to go to PE, like the scheduled like vacation, not vacation, but like my visit to PE. It's like 2 weeks away, and he's like, he has to cough out 4K to pay for this thing for the car. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know. I console him, like, let's hope service like fixes it. And then the next week, I remember Pablo and I were going to take content at the mall, right? And I'm like, it's 1 week away from me to go to PE, and I need to start like lungi season to like make arrangements, you know. I need to, like, if I need to do my hair, I need to do that. If I need to get a few things, I need to do that, right? And I remember I text him, I'm like, hey babe, I'm going to the mall with Pablo. I was thinking that I could get a few things that I will need when I get that side. Yeah, can you please send me money? And he was like, so how much more you know? When are you going? And I'm like, we're gonna go like at 1 o'clock. That was the previous thing. It's like 10 o'clock at night or something, ne? And he's like, okay, no problem. We'll sort it out in the morning. And I'm like, okay, babe, I know you got me, you know? Yeah. And then the night progresses, and we were speaking over the phone. I remember we were on a call, and Joe was Kuluma, we're talking about like my visit, like what he wants us to do, whatever. And I'm getting the notion that, like, you know, when a man is being like not seductive, but you can hear it. He's not saying the actual thing, but you can hear it. And I got this notion, okay, when I get there, he wants us to be like intimate, you know. I don't remember his exact words, but I got the idea. Okay, now he's flying me out. I'm sure any other guy would expect a girl to like I threw you out, bro, like, come on, you know. And then I've been abstinent for like almost a year. I'm angry collab. Yes, it's dry. Yes, I get horny, but no, we're not gonna do that. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing you, you know. In my head, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I need to get to know this guy first before I do anything physical with him. At first, I won't lie. At first, in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some, you know. But then it came back to me, you know, if I really want something that's gonna be tangible and something that will last, I can't be like intimate with this guy in March. Like, we need to like get to know each other first. Like, we're long distance. We need to talk. I need to see how he is in person. Like, you know, there's some mannerisms that you can't hide when you're like in person. So I we call physical, but I don't say anything. And then after the call, I remember that night he was at Groove. He went to Groove that night, and then I sent him a long paragraph, and I'm like, hey babe, I know, like, I noticed on the call I got this feeling or whatever. I just wanted to let you know, because I understand that you like I'm coming that side and you're excited to see me, and I'm also excited to see you, but I think we shouldn't have sex, like, if that's because I'm getting this feeling that you want us to have sex. Please, we can't do that. I really want to get to know you first, and then we can, if things like go well, okay, we can go there. But I don't want it to be something that you're expecting of me when I get there, you know. And I write him this long ass paragraph, and then he doesn't respond to me that same time because he was at Groove and his phone died or something. And then in the morning he responds and he's like, sorry babe, my phone died. And then he's like, oh, because in the message I said, hey babe, there's this conversation we were having, and I feel like you want us in that conversation. I got the feeling that you want us to be intimate. And then he responds, he's like, what conversation are you talking about? And I'm like, the one that we had over the phone before you went to Groove. And he's like, grand utins p. Yes, these are his exact words. And I'm like, what don't you understand here, James? I remember I literally said, what don't you understand? Because I wanted him to pick out what he doesn't understand, and I'll explain it. And then after me saying that, he didn't respond. He left me on blue tick. That was Saturday morning, right? Saturday morning. Now remember, I was being really mad to go and buy a few things. He doesn't say anything about the money, right? He keeps quiet. Upelu Saturday, go Sunday, nango Sunday. He's quiet. He hasn't said anything to me. He's quiet, ne? I go Monday. I think it was Monday. It was saying he's like highest pay. And in my head, I'm like, is he talking to me? I'm the only one around here, so he must be talking to me. I was literally like, no, I'm not the one. I am not the one. You're not gonna mice me for 2 days and come back and think we're cool. No, we're not cool. I was like, I remember I said, like puma, like puma. Puma weekend. Puma fully. If you want to take the step, take it fully. Don't be hesitant. Take it fully. And Vina left me on blue tick. He read the message and he never responded. That was the last time that we spoke lap, right?
Hi
Fine.
guys, so I forgot to mention something very important here. After the guy and I stopped talking, I just because I had been updating my friend on what had been going on between the guy and I, and
explain yourself.
After that,
you know,
I didn't tell her
what do you
anything.
mean after
Then
I tell you?
later, I was like, let me just tell her because she did initiate all of this in the beginning, right? So I tell her, and she goes and confronts the guy. And what she gets from him is that he stopped talking to me because, first of all, a week prior to me asking for money, he had told me that he needs to fix his car and he needs to cough out almost 5K. And then here I come asking for money the very next week. Shoots me and he just didn't like that about me. And then he didn't make any mention of the whole intimacy conversation to Wendy. But I know, guys, I know that he had a problem with that. He just wouldn't say it to Wendy. But yeah.
A month later. So after that, not a month later, I think 2 months later, after him, I met someone else, and that was great. That was amazing. I think I've spoken about it here on my channel. I think it was the Q&A. That guy that I was talking about there, that's him right now. So I met this guy, and things were great, and then things were not great. Things just went poof. And I had my encounter with God. I got saved. I was a Jesus girl. Woohoo, Jesus, you know? So I still am. I am a Jesus girl, right? So my life changed after all of that, right? And then on TikTok, I was very vocal about my salvation and all of that, my story about Jesus and all of that. So I'm getting interaction from a lot of people, right? And then I remember on Instagram, this girl, she sends me a message. So let's give her name. Her name is Becky. So Becky sends me a message and she's like, hi Spay, I hope you're well. I need to tell you something, but I need you to promise me in the presence of the Holy Spirit that you won't tell anyone this story, like what I'm about to tell you. And I'm like, hi, how are you? I hope you're good. I'm good. I can't make any promise if when I don't know what you're talking about. Is it about me? And then she's like, it involves you. And I'm like, and then she's like, okay, so okay, now wait, before I get into this, she's like, okay, wait, no, let me just carry on. She's like, I found chats between you and my boyfriend on his phone, and then you kept popping up on my TikTok, like your videos kept popping up on my TikTok, and then you followed me, and then I was really inspired by your life, how you changed your life and all of that. And I feel like the Holy Spirit led me here to you, whatever. Yo, I don't remember what she said, but I remember her saying that I should promise her not to tell anyone this in the presence of the Holy Spirit, and her saying that the Holy Spirit led her to me to say this. And I'm like, who is your boyfriend, girl? Because I'm not that one. I'm not that girl. I don't be messing with people's man, you know? So, James. She literally just says James. James is my boyfriend, basically. And then I'm like, oh, James. Okay. Because very someone put me like James. I'm like, oh, girl, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay, cool. And then she's like, yeah, I really feel like the Holy Spirit led me to come here to you because ever since I came here to Varsity, I've been staying with him since, yeah, and I've lost myself because I was a Christian girl, but I've lost myself, and I really feel like waiting for marriage. It's something that is in my heart, and I see like the content that I'm pushing on TikTok. Like a lot of my content at the time was pushing like waiting, purity journey, and all of that, you know, waiting for marriage and all of that, and you're just focusing on yourself. So she was basically saying, Wuti, I'm inspiring her to leave this nigga alone because she saw chats between me and this nigga, Minalo, and this guy, and she's like, she sees, no, it's not worth it, and she feels like she should be waiting for marriage. And I'm like, oh girl, I'm so sorry about that. Whatever the Holy Spirit is saying, I hope you find, like, I don't know what to say. I basically tell her, I don't remember what I said, but I basically tell her about like how the Holy Spirit led me to waiting and all of that. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And then she tells me another skagwa. She tells me that she had a miscarriage with the guy, and she feels like that's why she's so like emotionally attached or whatever. And yeah. And then I'm like, oh wow, I'm so sorry about that. I hope God like heals you and whatever. And then I ask her, I'm like, can I ask when did you start staying with him? And she's like, I've been living with him since Angazni. But when she does say she's been living with him since when, I see okay, so when this guy and I were talking, he was living with this girl. And that makes sense because why every single time, remember I told you guys, was every single time he would call me, he wouldn't be at his place. Why drive, and I would hear what he's driving, right? So that makes sense. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he's like, yeah, I've been living with him, but every single time I'd go home, like back, now I know she's from Durban. Every single time I'd go home, or like I'd go back to my place, he'd sleep with girls, he'd cheat and all of that. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, babe. Like, Nama was one of those, because basically I figured out in my head, okay, if she's from Durban, shooting in Gatigu will be Vec, and I was supposed to be going to PE. She was going to be going back to Durban. So I say plainly, okay, you know, like I was the sweet little like vacation, like vac treat, you know, for the guy. You know what, Kahleka, because remember what I said at the beginning of this video for you guys to take note of. He said, when I asked him what are your intentions, and I asked him, why are you single? He said his intentions are because we are both singles. We are both single people, and I feel like we're both looking for people to commit to. He told me that he was single. I even asked him, why are you single? And he said, no, things don't work out, and I feel like my ancestors, whatever his ancestors said to him. Guys, Abafana, you're living with a woman, but you're saying you're single. You're literally saying you're single, and you're saying that your ancestors weren't better for you, but you're living with a woman. You're cohabiting. Guys, men are not serious. But yeah, after that, I remember I told my friend Wendy, but I didn't tell her everything. I told Wendy, I was like, hey boo, nasiskakabo, when no James, James unentombi, he has a whole girlfriend. And Wendy's like, what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And I sent her the screenshots. And then, but I don't send her the part where she told me that she had a miscarriage, because I felt like that was sensitive, right? And I really felt bad for her. Like I felt like, oh, it's okay, no, maybe the Holy Spirit did lead her to coming to me, you know. So I sent her the screenshots. I would say, James unento. hayibo wazwangila-ke uJames because mina ngiyamthemba like as my brother and I'm hooking up my friend with him kanti yena wenza into ey'njena, you know, and we talk about that and that's that kuphele lapho and we're like, oh, James is a dog, you know, James is a dog, finish. A month later, my girl comes back, Becky. She comes back to me and she DMs me. She's like, "Hi, Spare. I really wanted to tell you, Wuti, I've left this guy. I finally just like chose myself, whatever she said." Cause she's like, I chose myself. I finally had the guts. I moved here after matric, starting my first year, and I've been living with him since. And I feel like I finally like let go, and I can finally like go back to my Christianity, like being the girl that I was, and all of that. You inspired me, and I'm like, oh girl, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Like I'm so happy for you. If like my experience or what I was sharing, my testimony that I was sharing on my TikTok helped you to get there, you know, regardless of umfana, like I'm so happy for you. And she's like, yeah, thank you so much for listening to me and whatever. So now guys, this is what I want to tell you guys. So njengoba I've planned which I'm going to make this story time. I was like, okay, in order for me to have my facts straight, I need to go back to our chats because I've forgotten a few things, right? So I go back to this Hans chats and I to just clarify. When I get there, chats are deleted. A few chats are deleted. There's a few things that are left, but she's deleted her chats, like the conversation I tell Uwend. So before I even got to this point of saying I want to do the story time, this is what led me to doing the story time. So basically, Uwendi confronted James. My friend confronted James. She was like, how? Daughter, like, how could you do that to me? Like, I thought you were my brother and I'm hooking up with my close friend. Why would you do that to me? And he's like, Aibo, Becky told me that Uspe was stalking her. Right? Uspe was stalking Becky on her Instagram, and she saw Itombe Becky basically taking pictures of herself in James's house, and that's how she saw Uguti. Oh, when you're dating my nigga or whatever the case may be. So basically, this girl's crazy because I've never even been to your man's house. I almost went there, but I never did actually go there. So I've never seen your man's house. How do I know Uguti, like, when I see this picture of a random girl on Instagram and I'm like, hey, bro, this is James's house. I've never been to James's house, so what do you mean? So basically, which she's the one who was stalking me because I've never seen James's house and James has never like video called me or whatever for me to know who's in you know? So yeah, Wendy confronts James and James is like, Aibo, Becky said Uspe was stalking her, not the other way around. And I'm like, this girl is crazy, guys. And then what else happened? So now story time. I'm checking our chats. The girl has deleted chats. Like she left the parts that she wanted. She deleted the miscarriage part and she deleted the part where she said she was a Christian girl and she's been living with this guy and she local because she wants to go back to being this person who lives for God and she wants to wait for marriage. She deleted all of that. So as I'm looking at the chats, I go to her page, and I see Uwendi. Actually, Uwendi is the one who sent me the screenshot. She screenshotted a picture of the girl wearing I think it's Arsenal, I'm not sure, an Arsenal jersey. No, it's not Arsenal, it's Manchester. I think it's Manchester, yeah. A blue Manchester jersey, and this jersey is James's, and the house indlu eka James. Umuntu wasabona indlu ukuthi iyiphi Uwendi because Uwendi uyaziyo indlu kaJames. Usethi hayi mngani, this girl came to you and said that they broke up or whatever, she chose herself and she chose God. She's lying. Please look at the data of when this picture was posted. And the picture was posted in November 2023. She's in James's house and she's wearing James's jersey. Yeah, now she came back to me, Nini, in August telling me that she broke up with James. Yawabona kodwa amantombazane usayahlanya. Yawabona kodwa amantombazane ayahlanya. Maybe she did break up with him and she went back. I don't know. But girl, why are you involving me in your BS? Uwendi's basically saying to me, no, this girl just was wakanda lesi story basically to let you know, listen, I'm his girlfriend. Gikhona, Gikhona, and yeah, I'm the girlfriend. Basically, she cooked up this wabona indlela angangena ngayo. She saw my Instagram after she found out like I've been talking to her man. She went to my TikTok and stalked me and saw, oh, she's a Jesus girl. Remember when the first message that she texted me, she was like, I need you to promise that you will in the presence of the Holy Spirit that you will never tell a soul. Using God's name in vain? Are you crazy? Guys, girls are crazy. Guys, like, that girl is crazy. If you're watching this, how could you do that? How could you do that? So yeah, as I was saying, I know I shouldn't be calling someone crazy. That's very unholy of me. But I really do feel like she's disturbed. Like she's mentally disturbed. Like, and I had to experience that. Like, but yeah, man, that's my story of how I got played by someone and their girlfriend. James and Becky, you guys are both crazy. Like, wow. Like, wow. You both need counseling. Both of y'all need counseling, because when Unamanga telling me that you don't have a girlfriend when you're living with her, and it don't be because she cooked up this whole like persona of herself, was innocent. If excuse me, Kantu just wants me to leave her man alone. She wants me to see what they've gone through so much. Like, I've been staying with him since first year. So if you ever thought you guys could fix things, no, I'm the one. I'm staying with him. Since first year. I've been living with him since first year. We almost even had a baby. So we've been through it. Whatever it was that you guys were thinking you were doing, it's nothing compared to this. Yeah, anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it for you. I think I'm going to do more story times because I don't have time to actually curate a vlog. In the meantime, if I do have the time, I will. And if I do feel like vlogging, I'm kind of like falling away from YouTube. So me doing these story times is me trying to save do something for you guys. But yeah, if you do want to see more of my content, I am active on Instagram. That's the platform I'm most active on, and TikTok. So yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this story time. Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.